हेलो ऑल, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। स्वागत है आप सबका मेरे इस चैनल पर। In this video, I will talk about PLM initiatives. PLM initiative. No, what is initiative? Initiative means now in 2001 this PLM has come. It was introduced by some people, and then this PLM was introduced. It was a term coined, and people slowly come to know about what exactly is PLM. But then that PLM has to be implemented in each and every industry. It has to be implemented. Okay, it's not like it's a thing which is purchased and then it starts functioning. No, it has to be implemented and it has to be nurtured in the organization, right from the starting phase till whatever phase it reaches. Okay, so PLM is it has to be inculcated in each and every person who is working for the company for the particular product for which uh, PLM is there. So PLM initiative had to be taken. For example, now if I ask some question to you that who will present tomorrow this topic PLM initiative, then no one will come forward and say students will say why should I do, or I don't know, it's not my responsibility, it's not my work, and so on and so on. Same thing happens in the industry whenever a initiative has to be taken. So this PLM initiative, and there were some issues with the PLM initiatives. So those issues we'll discuss first, and then we'll discuss what exactly are the steps in taking the PLM initiative. So this is the topic initiative. Who will take the initiative and how and why? Okay, so all W frame questions came into the existence then. Now new paradigm, we have studied what are the paradigms of PLM, and this new paradigm of PLM, it leads to many changes. It leads to changes in the organizational structure, the way the organization was functioning. It was rearranged, structures were changed, and the processes that were followed were reassessed, and again the processes were implemented. So a lot of changes happened, and because these changes were happening, it required a different approach, and a different definition, a different approach, a different definition, a different structure for the product to be launched into the market, or the product to be the one which is in the market to develop it, or so on. Means about product, lot of new approaches, new definitions, new concepts were coming out, and that has arrived because of the new paradigm of the PLM. Most companies implement changes through a formally defined PLM project, PLM program, or PLM initiative. No, no, these changes, whichever changes come, these changes are always important. Okay, we all know that change is permanent, and changes are required everywhere. Now, you must have seen that how the way your parents or your other relatives lived, the way you live, maybe the way your next generation live. Okay, there are changes. Way your seniors have learned, way you are learning, way your juniors will be learning. There are changes, the way in which earlier people used to transport. So everywhere changes are needed. So similarly, when this PLM has to be implemented in a company, change was the only factor that was needed. It was not that the production will be changed or the product will be changed. No, employees will remain the same, the product that was manufactured will remain the same. What will change? The way of looking at the product will change. The way in which data analysis was done will change. A way in which the product will be marketed, the product will be whenever it is in design phase, the collaboration of all the members, involvement of each and every member, everything will change. So someone called it as a PLM project, someone called it as PLM program, and someone called it as PLM initiative. So what I am talking about? I am talking about now the PLM has to be it has to be installed in a company, or it has to be taken in a company. So people started giving it different name. Now this PLM initiative or PLM program or PLM project, or there may be few other names. Uh, it is a project. It is a project, and it is a project to improve the capability. to improve the capability to manage the product. Okay, why are we doing this PLM? So that the product can be properly managed and across its life cycle, throughout its life cycle. So that for that reason, this PLM was introduced, and then this PLM initiative should have been taken. Now companies, they want to position itself better for the future, to take the advantages of the opportunities of the globalization, all the benefits that we saw in the earlier lecture, for globalization, for technology change, for smart products, and all those benefits that PLM give. It was needed to improve the product capability, and also the capability to deploy the product globally. Earlier, some of the industries were having product only in local area, maybe in region, maybe in state, maybe in country only, maybe in continent. Then there were opportunities, and company wanted to take those opportunities. This is one reason why PLM had to be implemented, and people would come forward to take the initiative. Also the formally manage also formally managing product across the life cycle. Actually, people were managing the product. They were working in their own department for managing the product in the way they in the best way they could do it. Okay, so it was not that products were not managed, but there was no systematic way. Okay, and here we can see formally managing the product. They were doing best to manage the product, to sell the product, but then it was not documented, and it was informal, unofficially they were doing all those things. Okay, so then a formally and systematic way is by PLM. So initiative had to be taken for making it a formal process. It was there for many companies. They were managing it, they were managing the product, they were implementing it, but it was not termed as PLM. Okay, that's the difference. So the way in which it was looked was different. So for that purpose also PLM had to be taken. Then whatever be the reason, uh, one of the objective of the PLM will was to improve the PLM performance. Okay, the life performance of the product had to be improved. That was the objective. So with this objective, the initiative should have been taken. Okay, also the scope of PLM was wide. Now started the issue. The scope of PLM is wide. Okay, PLM is not. We had seen in earlier lectures that PLM is not. It's a holistic approach. It's not limited to only department, to the development, manufacturing, to the will be involved in it. So the scope is maximum, and since the scope is maximum, who will take the initiative? Will it be the department which is making the product? Will it be the department which is selling the product? Will it be the department which is bringing new concept for new products? Who will take the initiative? Okay, so all these were the issues. It's to be expected that implementation of PLM will take a long time. This was another issue that okay, PLM we have to implement. It will take a long time, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, something like that. Okay, it was the thought of the people that time. Then come the question which is familiar to you all: who will take the responsibility? PLM isn't the responsibility of just one department or one function. Okay, it cannot be the responsibility of manufacturing department only because they are producing the product. It cannot, because the product is produced by them, but then after sales, after the product is manufactured, the after sales and after sales, the activities which are to be taken care of had to be taken care of by different department, maybe sales and service department. Also, I told you just now that the marketing department would just bring the reviews of the customer that there is a need of such and such type of product in the market. Their work is over. Then why will they look for all other stages of the life of the product? Okay, so PLM isn't the responsible of just one department or one function. But then who will think of it? Suppose any department wanted to take initiative, then why others department will support them? Okay, why others department will think that okay, they want to take initiative. Everyone wanted okay PLM, everyone wanted okay PLM should be implemented, but then how it should be done? Okay, that was the issue. It can be difficult for middle level managers to start a PLM project. No, PLM project has to be started. Then who will take the responsibility? Then the middle level managers, they thought of taking the responsibility that okay, we no, this is the picture. This picture is different for different companies. Okay, maybe a small scale industry, large scale industry, medium scale industry, all everyone wanted to implement a PLM, but then difficulties for different companies were different. This middle level managers, they thought of doing it, but then they did not have the entire authority and responsibility. Small scale industry, large scale industry, medium scale industry, all everyone wanted to implement a PLM, but then difficulties for different companies were different. This middle level managers, they thought of doing it, but then they did not have the entire authority and responsibility. Like they could have started the activity, but then they were not sure as to whether the owner of the company wants it to be performed, wants it to be done, or things like this. And what exactly has to be done, all those things were even though this middle level management wanted to do it, but then they were not sure about it, how it should be done and how the responsibility should be shared. And also they were overloaded with the already going project. Already projects were going on, they were busy with their work schedule, and then this thing is new which had to be done. So how they will do it, that was another issue. So all this resulted in that they were not able to make a way to PLM. Okay, so that's why the implementation of PLM was delayed. So who will take the initiative and do it? Also, because of this, decisions about the next step in the, that is the PLM. First step is PLM had to be implemented, but how it should be initiated, it was delayed. The managers were frustrated. Okay, how we can do it, we are not able to do it. If you tell to one employee, then they will say it's not my responsibility, and all issues like this. And because of this, it was becoming difficult for the business active executive or the management to start the PLM. It was getting really difficult. Okay, so I told you that many executives were overloaded with the responsibilities of and work, and that's why they were not able to take the new initiative, new PLM initiative. Also, they may not want to get involved with PLM as they were not having the time, and since PLM was a new concept, so its scope was not defined. How will you define the scope? What will be the duration of the PLM? What is the benefit of the PLM? Why it should be implemented? There is a list of questions. All these questions were in the mind of the people, and as the responsibility was not clear, so it was getting difficult to start the PLM or initiate the PLM process. Then most companies aren't organized for such product. They were small organizations, and there were small organization, they were thinking why we should go for PLM, or we are running the business. It was not a compulsion, PLM was not a compulsion. Because of PLM also there were some advantages. If a company wanted to take a loan from a bank, then bank would say that okay, have you implemented proper structure, that is how you implemented PLM, then only will give loan to you. Other companies would tie up with the company if the company is having PLM in it, because it is an organized way of running the business. So these were the issues. So in such situation, how a company proceeds once it has decided to implement the PLM. Because of these issues, if a company wants to implement the PLM, how it can decide? Okay, how it will go to implement the PLM. So it was a dilemma that how PLM can be done, because on one hand it was clear that PLM makes sense and PLM is necessary. PLM has to be implemented, and on the other hand it was not clear what to do about it, how to do, who should take the action, and who should be the leader. However, The top level business executive with the authority and responsibility have to take the decision to implement the PLM initiative. So this is the golden line, that who should do this? The top level business executive, or the who are the at the top of the company. Like it can be anyone, the managers and all those things. But then whoever is at the top of the company, who takes the decision, should take the decision to implement the PLM. So over the period, this was finalized, and then one company decided to do that, then other companies followed it. Okay, they have done like this, so we'll also do like that, and then the PLM was slowly initiated. So these were the issues that were coming for implementing the PLM. Okay, now once it was decided, then the next target in the PLM initiative was to form the PLM initiative team. Okay, so a team should be formed, and then the team will manage the activities of PLM. So how it can be done? No, PLM is really important for the company, for the future of the company. This was agreed, and it should be initiative should be taken by the chief executive officer of the company. Okay, the person who is involved in the decision making activity, or otherwise it's at the C level that action has to be taken for PLM to bring it into reality. C level means um, uh, all the top level executive, like chief executive officer, then maybe chief operating officer, chief financial officer, chief technology officer, whoever is at the top level, depending on different companies. So they are called as C level officers or C level person. Okay, chief जो भी है वो CHIF. Okay, so they would take the decision, and they would form the team. Now, PLM initiative team will be a cross-functional team. Now, what do you mean by cross-functional team? It will be a team which will comprise people of different departments. It is not that department-wise. It will not be a department-wise. It is a industry. It is a company-wise or organization-wise. So there will be people from every department. Cross-functional team will be formed for it. So some team members will be from marketing, from R&D, from production, and from support, and so on. A product manager is often included in the team. So whatever team is, there will be a product manager in the team. A product manager will be part of the PLM initiative team. What does this product manager do? What is his role? Product manager, his role is to manufacture the product. So manufacture the product means he is not going, he is not doing the activity of designing the product and then selling and then actually manufacturing it. He is the person who is responsible for getting the work done, uh, which starts from manufacturing, which starts after the design is finalized, after the design of the product is finalized. Then the work of product manager would start. So usually there are team members with cross-functional views of PLC. Okay, this is another thing. Like for example, there is a person. Now this team is formed, and this team is a cross-functional team. There are people from different department. Now this different department people will have different views. For example, a production person, he will have different views on the product, and the R&D person will have a different view on the product. The production department will think that, okay, you have told that this part has to be manufactured on this machine, or with this material, or with this sequence. But then actually in production it is not possible. It is not possible to manufacture that part uh, in this sequence or in this way. So this is the thought of the production person. Okay, or the support, maybe the sales and service support, if you are talking about the service or the selling people. Okay, they will say that, okay, if the product is having this front display like this, then it may not be that attractive, it may not be sold properly. So he will think, this person will think from his point of view, or his experience, or his expertise. This person will think from his expertise, from his point of view, that is production point of view. The marketing person will think from the marketing point of view. So usually there are team members with cross functional views of PLC, and they will think from their point of view on the product. Okay, so this is another thing which is happening there, which was rather happening there, that people were expert in their domain, and they were ready to give suggestion in whatever knowledge they have in their domain. So, so it was decided that the team members should be knowledgeable, they should be respected, knowledgeable, so that they should have the knowledge of the product and other department as well. They should be respected in the sense that if they are putting something, then it's not that okay, you are from production department, okay, you don't know anything, you don't say. It should not happen. Okay, things like this should not happen. So they should be respected in the sense whenever they are putting something forward, that should be at least accepted for discussion, respected in that sense, and have time to participate. Okay, this is another issue, time to participate. Those people who can participate, who have time to participate, who say will have some worth, and who have really knowledge in that field, those will be formed as the member of the team. Then PLM initiative team leader should be selected from with care from the by the top management. Now, once the team is formed, then there is a need to form the team leader. To select the team leader. Now, this leader should be selected by the top management with a proper care, because if the leader is selected from one department, other department people will think that, oh, he is from that department, so, and XYZ things. Okay. Also, the views about the PLM should not be biased by the department, okay. Now this person is a leader from R&D department, so he should not see all the activities from this R&D point of view. He should be knowledgeable, he should be respectable. I'm talking about team leader now. Okay, team member to knowledgeable respectable hona hi chahiye. Team leader also should be knowledgeable, respectable. He should also have a time to participate, and he should not be biased in the decision, like, okay, it's a marketing decision, so it's not my department, so uh, I will not consider it. Should has a thought which should be holistic. The activities will be cross-functional. Again, the activities will be cross-functional, and it will involve working at many levels in the company. Okay, there will be many people involved in it, and at different level, the activities will be carried out. Maybe at the ground level, where the production is done, maybe at the middle level, maybe at the top level, and all those has to be properly uh, adjusted or managed by the team leader. So initiative team leader needs to be a good manager. That's what I have told you. Knowledgeable, diplomatic. Okay, he should be diplomatic. If some decision has to be, some team of people had to be convinced about, they have to be convinced about a particular thing. Then he had to be diplomatic in handling those things. Usually, people are focused on particular area and want to improve what they understand. That's what I have told you. People. They have knowledge in a specific area and they want to improve on that only, because they don't have knowledge in other areas. That's why. So in PLM project, it's often necessary to make interrelated improvement simultaneously in different part of the company. So PLM agar aa gaya, to everything is changed, everything from the in the company would be changing, or it will change if it is implemented. Then improvement need to be done. Interrelated improvement. Okay, so related to product, whatever improvement had to be done in the different department, that had to be done uh, for implementation of the PLM project. Now this PLM initiative will be different in different company. Okay, there are certain steps which are given as guideline to implement PLM, but then these steps will be different in different companies. Or if it is a company which is managing two different products, the initiative will be different. The steps taken will be different. It depends on lot of factors. So few factors that I can tell is, yeah. Suppose there is a aircraft company, and there is a which is a huge company. Okay, product is huge, and there is another company, say a company which is making chocolate. So there will definitely be difference in the way PLM is implemented in an aircraft company or a chocolate manufacturing company. Then companies also have different supply chain positions. The maturity level of the products are different. The PLM awareness level are different. All these factors are taken into consideration when the PLM has to be implemented. Initiatives of PLM are different. So it will be different for different products, and not only it will depend on the product, it will also depend on the the financial status of the company, how much competitive the company is in the market, and how diplomatic or how skillful the managers or the CEOs of the company are, and how quickly they can adapt the change of the PLM. All these factors will be deciding in different companies how the PLM can be implemented. Although all PLM initiatives are different, it's possible to learn from other company. Okay, so suppose there are three companies A, B, and C. All of them want to implement PLM. AB has already implemented. No, C, what C will do? C have a chance to learn from A and B. What are issues they faced? What are uh, good points are there in their implementation of PLM that can be learned by C company from A and B company. Then full achievement of PLM will take a lot of effort and a long time. Definitely, to implement any new thing, two things are really important. One, patience. That is a lot of effort. If you have patience, then you can take effort for a long period of time. Okay, so these two factors are really important for achieving anything. So here we are talking about PLM. This PLM initiative will run for several years. It's not that in a month's time or in years time everything will change drastically. No, it's not possible. Okay, people mindset had to be changed. Then the customers mindset had to be changed. Also the uh, setup maybe need to change, and lot of things had to be done in the PLM. So it will take so many years, a few years for implementing, and then successfully it should be implemented for many years. Then one can say, okay, the PLM is properly implemented in this company. PLM initiatives should be made up of many smaller, shorter, more focused projects of various size. Okay, so when the PLM is initiated, that time it should be smaller project. Okay, it start with small project. Start with doing any one activity. Okay, so if there are 7 to 8 activities that are to be done in PLM, then start with one activity, implement it. The implementation should be for a short period of time. It will be more focused. It should be more focused on the particular activity only. Once that is done, then it can be extended to other projects or other activities. But basically what this points want to say is it should be short focused. Short focus means for a period of time of say 2 years, say 3 years or 5 years, depending on what the company is, whenever the initiative is taken. It should not be a long term कि 25 साल के बाद ये ऐसा होने के लिए हम अभी से इनिशिएटिव लेते हैं. No, don't think about 24 years, think about small period span of time. So these are the steps which should be followed to implement the PLM, launch the PLM initiative. So अभी तक हमने वही देखा ना, PLM initiative कैसे करना है, लोगों को convince कैसे करना है और कौन करेगा, all those issues. Then carry out feasibility study. Okay, now we have decided PLM is there. Now feasibility study, how PLM can be implemented, what are the things which are feasible, practical, what what are not possible, what can be done for that, and all those things can be done carried out in a feasibility study. Understand the in scope current situation. Okay, what is the current situation, understand it, and based on that the PLM strategy should be developed. It's not that a company has implemented this strategy, so we will also suddenly change our strategy and we will no. Understand the in scope current situation. What is the situation? You have done the feasibility study, we have done the feasibility study, now you understand what is the situation uh, before implementing any PLM strategy. Okay, then develop the PLM strategy. So we have another topic, what is PLM strategy. So that we'll see afterwards after this topic is completed. So develop the PLM strategy. So you understand what is strategy, how we will proceed to carry out the things. That is strategy. Then develop the PLM implementation strategy. Once you have developed the PLM strategy, then develop how to implement it. Then develop the plan. How once you have done the strategy, once you have done with the strategy forming, then prepare the plan. And after the plan is prepared, then implement the plan. So these are the broad steps in PLM initiative. How the PLM is should be carried out. Okay, so first step is clear to all of you. Launch the PLM initiative. Launch the PLM initiative means you have to run it through the company that PLM has to be done, PLM has to be done, PLM has to be done. Then carry out the feasibility study. Is it possible? What are the resources that you will need? What are the resources that are not available? All those things has to be done. Then understand the current situation and then develop the PLM strategy. Once it is developed, try to implement it, and for implementation we need the plan is to be prepared. Once the plan is prepared, implement the plan. Okay, so this is the topic, PLM initiative.